All right, so this is the video to introduce the deck for the next game. So I'm going to play Doctor Strange. Maybe not everyone has it, but very interestingly, a really nice take on the kind of build you can have. So what Doctor Strange has is got an invocation deck of 5 cards, and when he's in the Doctor Strange mode, he can basically, for an action, exalt himself and play the top card on the invocation deck and put it in the discard. And each card has a different ability. So one does a lot of damage, stuns the enemy. One does a lot of removes a lot of threat and confuses the villain. Another one changes the status. Another one puts 3 tough status on your characters, and another one draws a bunch of cards. The best card to me is this one, because you have ways in his deck to trigger this multiple times in a turn. So you could end up theoretically with up to maybe 5 extra cards in a turn, given the cost. But this is really basically doubling your hand size is really good. So this is a variation of a deck I found online, and I will put in the show notes. But basically, you could consider as a Doctor Strange Super Friends. So the deck is chock full of allies. So you've got Wong, which is in his build. You've got a number of shield neutral characters such as Mockingbird, Nick Fury, and you've got a bunch of Avengers. So Vision, Iron Man, Squirrel Girl's an Avenger, Hawkeye, Falcon. Maya Hill is a shield, but she's still blue. And you've got, let me check, I think there's a couple extra ones. No. Well, that's already plenty, but I felt, oh yes, okay, 9 with 1, perfect. So you've got all these ones. And then, oh yes, Wonder Man, of course. So then you've got 3x rapid response, 3x make the call to bring them back, and 3x get ready to get extra value out of them. What I didn't understand in the first place is because you've got a card that gives you a possibility to put 3 tough status on your characters, you get actually a lot more value. You don't need to heal them because you can bring them back. You don't, with rapid response, you can get them ready. Once they're tough, they get, I mean, this is really amazing. One of the small variations is I've added an extra Quinjet to be able, because I've got essentially 6 Avengers, to get the possibility to get some of these Avengers that cost 2 to 4 for free. And I don't get it to work every single time, but I would say 1 out of 2 times, like 50% of the time, I get it to work. The rest is essentially some money cards. Nothing really out of the usual. Sorry, it's not productive work. Sorry. Power of 2x, power of leadership, but essentially this is the deck is really oriented to get maximum value out of a bunch of allies. And each of them has interesting power. Some of them, like Maya Hill, are more maybe suited to a multiplayer mode. But I mean, with 2 swords, there's still quite a bit of value that can be gotten. But clearly, depending on the scenario, Hawkeye can be amazing. Vision can absolutely destroy the opponents. Wonder Man is very cheap to put in play and can save a lot of situations. Same thing for Squirrel Girl. There's a lot of context in which you have a solution thanks to this ally. And Wong is not to be underplayed, because with all these cards, actually you have a lot of incentives to keep Doctor Strange in a hero mode. And that means you will not get the power he has as an alter ego, which is to flip the top card, discard the top card of the invocation deck. And if you don't have, because they're all doing so different things, if you don't have the right one on the top, you may be stuck. And one can help you get rid of that. And the same way Stephen Strange can do that as well. So there's a lot of value overall out of these cards, in a sense that you can basically have them protect your hero. You can have them engage with the enemy, get a lot of value thanks to being toughened up, to be protected in many ways, to be used as shields, to be used for their abilities. And in the meantime, Doctor Strange can use his invocation deck to deal extra damage, to stun the enemy, to remove threats on schemes, and basically advance the scenario as fast as possible and leveraging his own cards. So you've got the cloak of levitation that enables you to do this even more. You've got the double Master of the Mystic cards, which is an absolute fantastic card. If you can double play 2 times the Winds of Watum, if you can play 2 times the Crimson Bands of Silverite, if you manage to have enough to pay for it, or if you can do 2 times 7 Rings of Ragador, this is absolutely going to switch a game. These cards are absolutely superb. A couple of changes I've made, so let me get rid of that. The allies. So just to note a little bit the little changes I've made. So I've removed, compared to the original deck, I've removed a couple of things and I think are worth being mentioned. I have removed an attachment, an upgrade that was basically pairing only with Iron Man. I didn't really see the value. I thought, okay, the chances that I have 2 cards at around the same time in the game, just to get 1 in reduction wasn't really worth it. And what I put instead was the Sorcerer Supreme, and I'm feeling I got an extreme amount of value. And the second card I removed was Heimdall because I thought it was way too expensive, and I was already struggling to get 4-cost allies into play, and I put Quinjet instead, which helps every now and then to get the right value. And if not, it's still a lightning, which can obviously help with Vision's power. Another aspect which is surprisingly magical enhancement, same thing. I use it mostly to boost Vision by dropping a lightning. Protective Ward and Magic Blast and Astral Projection are absolute monster cards, and you can really close a game with Magic Blast. You can get out of a tough situation with Astral Projection. Protective Ward is really like I keep it sometimes in hand as a kind of stop switch in case I see a problem coming up with potential problem coming up with the encounter deck. Astral Projection, I think one notable aspect is that you remove the 3 threats, and you look at the top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon of that card, remove 1 additional threat. I think what I had missed in my first plays was one of the greatest value of that card is to look at the top card of the encounter deck. And there are many ways to manipulate that information into getting more value out of the next villain turn. And that's a really cool piece of to be used. I think this is essentially it. Mystical Studies, as I said, since I'm spending most of my time in a hero mode, usually it's a discard for me to get the icons, but other than that, I think all of the cards have a massive amount of value. I play a lot of the rapid responses because, thanks to the power of leadership, I have ways to put it in play for cheap. The power of leadership, if I could have more in my deck, I would be absolutely delighted. In any case, this is a really, really nice deck, and made me realize how much a build can make a difference, and I have to pay a lot of homage to the author of this deck, Guild of Heroes, I think, Hall of Heroes, sorry, for the for having made such a strong deck and so stable that it could even support or handle my little quirks and transformation, which still minor but could have destroyed the synergies and the overall play. So massive homage to that. I have a lot of fun with it, and I've tried a bunch. I've tried it solo, I've tried it multiplayer, and this is extremely solid. So thanks a lot, and please, I will put as well the gameplay video where I'm playing Klaw, and hope you enjoy it.